Drake is going to go down as one of the biggest sore losers ever. In hip hop, he might genuinely be the biggest sore loser ever. As we all know, Drake and Kendrick Lamar have been embroiled in the biggest hip hop feud of the 21st century, and Kendrick has come out as the clear winner, Not Like Us being a song that helped define the year of music in 2024. Obviously, diss tracks are a fundamental part of hip hop. They are ingrained into hip hop culture, and everything in a diss track is treated as fair game. So Drake suing his own record label over the success of Not Like Us is insane, and I think safe to say a Karen move. I genuinely do not understand why Drake thought this was a good move in any fashion. And this might be a bit of a hot take, but I really don't think so. I think him suing can arguably do more damage than the diss track itself. Rarely if ever is legal action taken in music beefs, especially hip hop music beefs. It sounds like a totally foreign and mixed matched concept even saying it. The Billboard headline reads, Drake accuses UMG and Spotify of scheme to artificially inflate Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. In a legal petition, the Star's company accuses UMG of serious wrongdoing. A stunning twist months after his high-profile feud with Kendrick. I'm going to read the Billboard article because they have an amazing and easy to understand summary of this situation. Drake has initiated legal action against Universal Music Group and Spotify over allegations that the two companies conspired to artificially inflate the popularity of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. In a filing Monday in Manhattan court, Drake's Frozen Moments LLC accuses UMG of launching an illegal scheme involving bots, payola, and other methods to pump up Lamar's song, a track that savagely attacked Drake in an ongoing feud between the two stars. UMG did not rely on chance or even ordinary business practices, attorneys for Drake's company wrote. It instead launched a campaign to manipulate and saturate the streaming services and airwaves. Drake's attorneys accused UMG of violating the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, the federal RICO statute, often used in criminal cases against organized crime. They also alleged deceptive business practices and false advertising under New York state law. The court filings are a remarkable twist in the high-profile beef between the two stars, which saw Drake and Lamar exchange stinging diss tracks over a period of months earlier this year. That such a dispute would spill into business litigation seemed almost unthinkable in the world of hip-hop. It also represents a stunning rift between Drake and UMG, where the star has spent his entire career. First through signing a deal with Lil Wayne's Young Money imprint, which was distributed by Republic Records, then by signing directly to Republic. Lamar meanwhile has also spent his entire career associated with UMG. In technical terms, Monday's filing is not yet a full lawsuit, but a so-called pre-action petition, a procedure under New York law that aims to secure information before filing a lawsuit. Parties named in such petitions will not necessarily be targeted in the eventual lawsuit, and the allegations in Monday's filing seem more squarely aimed at UMG than Spotify. In a statement to Billboard, a UMG spokesperson sharply denied Drake's allegations. The suggestion that UMG would do anything to undermine any of its artists is offensive and untrue. We employ the highest ethical practices in our marketing and promotional campaigns. No amount of contrived and absurd legal arguments in this pre-action submission can mask the fact that fans choose the music they want to hear. Spotify declined to comment on the allegations. Drake's attorney claims that UMG carried out its scheme in a variety of ways, including by charging Spotify vastly reduced licensing rates in exchange for the streamer recommending the song to users who had searched for unrelated songs and artists. They also claim UMG paid influencers to boost the song on social media, and also hired armies of bots to fraudulently spike the numbers. UMG conspired with and paid currently unknown parties to use bots to artificially inflate the spread of Not Like Us and deceive consumers into believing the song was more popular than it was in reality, Drake's lawyers write. In one particular eye-catching claim, the petition claims that UMG paid Apple to have its voice assistant feature Siri purposely misdirect users to Kendrick's song. Online sources reported that when users asked Siri to play the album Certified Lover Boy, Siri instead played Not Like Us, which contains the lyric Certified Pedophile, an allegation against Drake, the rapper's lawyers write. Apple's not named as a respondent in the petition, nor accused of any legal wrongdoing. Why would UMG choose to aggressively boost Lamar's song? Drake's lawyers say it was partially because of the internal corporate dynamics at UMG and Interscope, where financial incentives for executives are largely based on the specific UMG division rather than the performance of UMG more generally. UMG's schemes were motivated at least in part by the desire for executives at Interscope to maximize their own profits, Drake attorneys write. Executives at Interscope have been incentivized to maximize the financial success of Interscope through the promotion of Not Like Us and its revitalizing impact on the artist's prior recording catalog. Drake's attorneys say that he raised the issue with UMG before heading to court, but that the music giant has no interest in taking responsibility for its misconduct. To the contrary, he claims UMG has actively tried to conceal its wrongdoing, including by firing staffers perceived as having loyalty to Drake. Drake has repeatedly sought to engage UMG in discussions to resolve the ongoing harm he has suffered as a result of UMG's actions, the petition reads. UMG refused to engage in negotiations and insisted that UMG is not responsible for its own actions. Instead, Drake says UMG has pointed the finger at Lamar and insisted that Drake should sue his rival rather than the label. He also claims that UMG told him the label would sue Lamar if Drake ended up filing his own lawsuit. It's so funny that his label is essentially saying, dude, you lost. If you have a problem, take it up with him, not us. We can't forget to mention that this lawsuit comes after Drake claimed that cease and desist is for hoes on Family Matters, after being accused of sending a cease and desist to try to stop the release of Like That with Future and Kendrick, a record that takes straight aim at Drake. It is just not a good look for Drake. And it's also funny to me that he's at the forefront of a lawsuit of this nature, because for the past decade, nearly every Drake song, every mediocre Drake song, has been shoved down our throats. It didn't matter if he farted on the beat, it was getting major playlisting and airplay. And does anyone remember the Spotify takeover with Scorpion that had a ton of controversy? Drake was literally plastered on every section of that website, and so many playlists that his music arguably didn't even fit in. I just find it funny that someone who has had such a massive machine and push behind him and egregious amounts of promotion is falling under the pressure of someone else having a giant authentic moment that he just doesn't have the power to push away. If Drake had the ability to tower Not Like Us, he would, but he can't. So instead, I think he's trying to taint it. But the way Kendrick affected culture with that song simply cannot be fabricated. It just can't. It will go down as a huge classic record and defining moment for pop culture. And it also transcended diss track territory, it became an anthem. Not Like Us was inescapable, a real hit. Nothing Drake does can take that moment away, and I think that really bothers him. Say hypothetically if there was even an ounce of truth to this. It won't change anything for Drake, he's already lost. Now he just looks like a big loser. Not Like Us permeated pop culture in a way Drake hasn't managed to do in a very long time. The fact of the matter is he is painting himself into a corner, and if anything, this will be a bigger stain on Drake than it will ever be on Kendrick, and ultimately he's been adding more damage than anything else could do at this point. It's one thing to take an L, it's another thing to be a sore loser. No one likes a sore loser. If anything, Drake taking legal action also proves the entire premise of Not Like Us. You just cannot call HR to a hip hop beef and come out unscathed. You can't.